Hi everybody, I hope you're having a good week. First activity today is a number activity and I'm using the same cardboard cutout teddy that we did in yesterday's video. So I've just literally done the outline of a teddy bear and then cut it out from an old cardboard box. And then I'm using raisins as counters, but you could use anything. And then I've also got a die over here as well to use. And so yesterday, or on the previous video, it was an addition activity. Today's activity is a subtraction activity. So I'm starting with 10 raisins on the teddy bear. And then you would get your child to roll the dice. And then you can see I've rolled a 6. So they would then subtract 6 raisins. So they would take 6 raisins off the teddy bear. So they're starting with 10. They're taking off 6. So I'll just quickly do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they would be able to see that they are left with 4 raisins. And then finally they then write the subtraction equation. 10 take away 6 is equal to 4. And then they could start the process again. So start back with 10 raisins and roll the dice and then subtract that many of raisins from the teddy and then finally write down the equation. And you might like to start with 10 raisins to begin with, or whatever you're using as your counters, 10 to begin with. And then you could also try other numbers. You could do 12, you could do 14, you could experiment with other numbers as well. So just a nice little subtraction activity. Then for the next activity, I've just written down different sounds and stuck them to the fence. And then what we're going to do with this is use a wand that we've made down here to be a pointer and point to the different sounds. So you don't have to use a wand, you could just get your child to point, or you could use a stick, or you could use like an action figure, anything really to point to the different sounds. And then the game is you would call out a word and then you would get your child to point to the different sounds in that word. So for example, if you said farm, you'd get your child to go f, r, m. If you said play, p, l, a. If you said might, I, t. If you said feet, f, eat, and so on. And so you've just got to think carefully about which sounds that you're using so that you've got enough different sounds for your child to be able to make lots of different words. So I'll just hold this here for a second so you can see which sounds I've used, and that makes quite a few different words there. So that's the next little activity. Then finally, I just wanted to reshare this activity that I did in one of the first videos. And what we did was we got 2 cereal boxes, and on one of the cereal boxes we drew a person, so they were our real words, and then on the other we drew an alien, so they are our alien nonsense words. And then what I've got here is a list of different words containing set 2 sounds, but you could do this with set 1, set 2 or set 3 sounds. So you can see for the first one I've used A to make a real word play and then a nonsense made up word. You can see for the next one I've used the sound E, and so I've done the real word tree and then the nonsense word, it's gleep. Then for the next one I've used I, we've got the real word light and then the nonsense word. And so I've just done these for set 2 sounds. And again, I'll just hold it up so you can see which ones I've done. And then what I'm going to do with these is cut them out, mix them up, and then we would pick out a word, read the word, and then decide whether it's going to go into the real word box or the alien word box. So there's now over 30 videos that we've done of different maths and phonics games, so it might be worth revisiting some of the activities that we've done previously, especially if they've worked well, and redoing some of the games with your child, because I think that's what we're going to start doing, is revisiting some of those games and playing them again.